My beautiful lost souls, welcome back to another video, and it's not a tarot reading, but instead we're back with the life lessons, the spiritual lessons, because I love making these videos because I love giving advice, and I feel like I give really good fucking advice. But moving on, I do tarot readings, link down in the description below. I was saying go to my shop, but like they wasn't like I don't know what's going on with my shop, but the shop will be up, I think, in a few days, hopefully, when they approve it. Huh? But anywho, let's get into it. So, this spiritual lesson today we're going to be talking about is staying away from women, or beware of women who are male centered, okay? Stay clear for women who are male centered, who their entire focus, their entire being, their entire purpose, their value, everything is placed upon and reliant upon men, right? Now, y'all probably thinking, girl, why are you talking about this? What's going on? Now, we're taking this back to the Ice Spice situation, right? I think I mentioned this in the video. I'm not sure if I did, but I wanted to create a separate specific video for this specific lesson, right? I feel like I didn't expand upon it too much. But basically, what I noticed throughout the whole Ice Spice and Cleopatra incident was that it seemed as though Ice Spice placed a lot more value onto her male relationships, aka with Riot, than she did with Cleopatra, a girl that's been there for her since the beginning, who was supporting her, all of that, right? It's almost like women like this, they really don't value other women, right? Because their entire being is centered around men. And I'm saying be careful of women like this because I do feel like partially Ice Spice being so male centered is partially the reason why Cleopatra went through what she went through. I truly feel like if Ice Spice wasn't a pick me, then maybe like she could have treated Ice Spice, I mean she could have treated Cleopatra a lot better. So, moving on, right? You want to be aware of women like this because these are the type of women that will sit there and say, for example, a group of guys come around, right? They'll begin embarrassing you. I've went through this personally, right? I've been around women, girls who are male centered, right? For example, I had this cousin, not the cousin I be talking about, but this is another cousin, right? We used to hang out, and one day, I think it was a guy she really had a crush on, and another like two sets of other guys. Basically, it was a group of boys that came around, right? And usually my cousin's really cool. Like, actually, I was really close with her. But I would notice that whenever boys would come around or when these guys came around, she would always use me as the butt of the joke. It's almost like she had no game, and she in turn had to use me and almost in a way humiliate me to kind of like appease these guys, right? And this really threw me off because I really did like her, but one thing I didn't like was like, why do I always have to be the butt of the joke? Why does my, you know what I mean, my pride and humility, why does that get sacrificed because it's a bunch of guys around? Like, I really didn't like that. And I've met multiple girls like that. For example, you want to be careful of girls where they only want to hang out with you when it's involved with men, right? Everything they do, men somehow is correlated or involved. For example, you hanging out with a girl and you're like, girl, let's get our nails done, let's go out. And she's like, oh, are there going to be men there? Are we going to see men after? And I used to be a girl like this. You know what I mean? I give women a lot of grace because we were conditioned to center male validation and male attention our entire lives. So I try to give women like this some grace. You know what I mean? Because I understand, I empathize, but at the same time, it women like this are dangerous. Like, think about it like this. If you don't care about yourself and you don't care about your own self esteem, you don't care about your own pride and ego, if they're willing to sacrifice themselves, what's stopping them from sacrificing you? Okay. And it's dangerous, right? So yeah, stay away from girls where it's like they seem like they can't do anything without if men are not involved, right? You talking to your girl, you're like, girl, let's go out, let's do something. They're like, oh, okay, period. Will there be men? Will there be men where we go? Will we see men after? Like, or those types of girls where it's like they get a boyfriend and revolve their entire existence around their man. Girl, like when girls start doing that shit, you just slowly have to step away. Again, this used to be me. I used to be one of them girls where, no shade, I would get with a man and he would damn near become my entire being. Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with my friends anymore. I would only want to hang out with him. That is not okay. It is very important to have your own separate identity when you're in a relationship. And so yeah, and so when you're making, friends that are girls, you always want to look out for these traits because I mean, there's been cases where girls were literally legit other girls for male validation for all or for a man. I've seen some women out there ruin their entire careers for a man. So be careful, right? Also, another thing, my own experience, right? Here's a short little story. Basically, when I was in college, I was trying to make friends and I met this one girl, right? And she was a tomboy, da 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 da. But I don't judge nobody by their appearance or anything. But I kind of noticed like she never really like she seemed like a little bit something seemed a little bit off about her, right? Like my intuition was picking up on something. And I think she just randomly mentioned like, I'm not used to being around so many girls. Like I'm not used to having this many girlfriends. I usually only hang out with guys. And I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but low key like red flags are popping into my head. And so I asked her, why? I'm coming from a really non-judgmental place, but I'm genuinely asking like why? Why do you not hang out with girls? Like why? Because mind you, I've always hung out with girls. I am the real definition of a girl's. I always hang out with girls. I barely have any male friends. So I just genuinely sat there and asked her, I'm like, why don't you hang out with girls? Like, what's the issue? She's like, oh, because, every time I hang out with girls, it's always a problem. Girls are just fake. Men are just easier to be around. I'm like, hmm? Like, she's like, yeah, every time I get around, like, every time I try to make friends with girls, it always ends badly. And I'm like, hmm. If every time you try to befriend a girl, it ends poorly, maybe the issue is you. And I don't even like coming to that conclusion because I feel like it's an easy cop out to just blame somebody for something. But I mean, if you notice there's a girl and she constantly has issues, it's either you're picking the wrong people or you're the problem, either way. Right? So that it kind of made me like it definitely made me look at her sideways, but I decided to be friends with her anyway cuz I'm not that judgmental. I always try to like, give people the benefit of the doubt. But this girl did me 50 shades of dirty. So maybe I should have just walked away right then and there. But yeah, stay away from girls like that. The old saying, "Oh, I don't like hanging out with girls. Girls are too much drama. I like men." Newsflash, men are messy too. Men be the main ones. There are some guys that love spreading gossip. They love spreading drama. They kiss and tell. They love doing all of that shit. So newsflash, my love, guys are no different. Like guys are no different. Like they're messy too. But I always look at girls sideways whenever they say that. It's like, how do you not get along with other girls? Like, how? Like that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, stay away from girls like that. You know what I mean? Girls that prioritize men that revolve their entire existence, their entire being is reliant upon men. Period. Because they don't value other women, they don't value themselves, and they probably damn sure don't value you. But that was the end of this video. This was a pretty simple video. I just wanted to make this a specific talking point because I feel like, a lot of women need to beware. It's scary. You know what I mean? Women that don't value other women are very scary to me because they will do you any type of way. Like they will sabotage you, backstab you because they don't value female friendships at all. They don't value women relationships, period. They don't value their lady friends. So they be the type to do you 50 shades of dirty, and it's actually very scary the things that they're possible of doing and the things that they do commit to their commit onto their female friends. But that's all I had to say, y'all. Really simple. Just beware of girls like this. So whenever you are with a girl and you're thinking about making her your friend, always ask, are you usually friends with girls or guys? What do you think of girls? Are you a girl? Like I wouldn't say are you a girl's girl, but like, are you male centered? And yeah, while we're at it, decenter men. Decenter men, okay? Do not revolve your entire existence around men, okay? But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment down below what y'all thought about this, what y'all think about Ice Spice and Cleotrapa. I definitely think her being male-centered had a huge part to play in all of this. I promise you, if she was a girl's girl, things would have not went like this. It would have not went like this. Because I promise you, it's low-key a feeling. I don't want to say it, but I have to say it. I feel like if Cleotrapa was a man, If Cleo Trapper was a man, and I'm gonna ask you this, if you know about the situation, do you honestly think if Cleo Trapper was a man, do you think she would have went through this? Do you think she would have went through this? Exactly. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Decensor men and be careful of women who are male censored. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.